It's noon, bitch! Welcome to Tim and Joel calling in the ring. Joel just said that to me, so I decided to shout it at all of you. A little bit of clipping, a little bit of stripping. No stripping.
Well, I'd like to thank you for absolutely destroying A, my ears, and B, our chance of hitting the YouTube algorithm this week, because I just had a whole conversation with someone about swearing and what it does to the algorithm. And right off the hit, you're like, forget it, let's just go.
Look, man, the only way to reliably hit the YouTube algorithm is to promote white supremacy. And we're just not going to do that. Jeez. I know you want to lean that way, Joel, but I'm just not comfortable with it.
Noon Eastern was a big mistake.
Noon on a Wednesday. Talking white supremacy and the problem of YouTube.
We should have stuck with Sundays at midnight.
Safer.
Friends, it's our new time slot. Thanks for hanging out with us. Tim and Joel call in the ring. We're now Wednesdays at noon Eastern. If you're live with us on YouTube, welcome. Sundays, we're still at noon Eastern, but I will tell you now, it's no longer Smack Pack. It's literally just the same show. It's all going to be Tim and Joel call it in the ring. We're still going to talk about like the stuff we talked about.
We're ending the brand split, people. We're ending the brand split.
The brand split didn't work for us. We're gonna do Smack Pack is now just Tim and Joel Part 2. It's going to be when we talk about the Smackdown and the Impact and the other stuff, and Dynamite, because we talk about Dynamite on Sundays now.
Or so whatever we damn well please. Thank you very much.
Well, I damn well please prefer you drop a like on the video if you're here live with us now. If you're listening to us on your audio podcast later, do me a favor, 5-star review. You know what it does? It gets me talking in your ear, and then it gets me talking in other people's ear, because that 5 stars carries your love of us to other people. Tim, is Beth Phoenix fired from NXT?
No, I don't think so, but she did tweet out a nice little like grainy photo screen cap of the NXT logo when all those people got fired, and then she was conspicuously not present last night.
I was told she's on vacation.
Yeah, which is probably exactly what is happening, but
I hope so.
The timing did seem questionable.
Yes, conspicuous by her absence, one Bethany Phoenix. I had questions, but no, probably not. Before they went live, this tweet went around. I don't know if you saw it, but Tara, who's always at the shows, had tweeted out like the crowd. They go and they do the whole "We are NXT," and someone in the crowd yells back,
"We're NXT."
We're NXT.
Good on them. That's fun. That's funny.
Yeah, things are going great over in the NXT world. There were so many things. So we open up. It's Dakota Kai and Saray. Now it's supposed to be Ember Moon and Saray. But Ember Moon, as Fightful Select reported, was not cleared to wrestle before the show went live. So
can't catch a break, that one, man.
So for some reason, they decided to put in the number one contender for the women's championship, taking on a woman that they have put a lot of stock into, they put her on a winning streak, and they could have easily put anyone else.
I don't know.
Weird.
I thought it was fine. Like, Saray can eat a loss. Like, to normal viewers who aren't, obsessed with wrestling, I barely know who she is. And like, ooh, she's got a winning streak means she's not some slouch. Like, she can eat one loss from the number one contender. And it was a good match. Like, she had a ton of offense in it. So I was fine with that decision. I think it gave her a chance to showcase some stuff that she might not have been able to with like larger opponents. So
I do agree. It was a really, really good match. There was a brutal submission from Saray on Dakota Kai, where she like wrenched back in what looked like a scorpion deathlock / sharpshooter and just wrenched all the way back onto the back of Dakota Kai. It was really cool. And then that bottom rope drop kick.
Yeah.
It keeps knocking the shite out of somebody. This week it was Kai. The week before it was Gigi Dolan, or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. Yeah. It kills me. It kills me. Either the selling is really good or she just lays it in. Either way, she can't not do it. It's really good.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Like, I thought it was a good match. good opening bout, good replacement. Because like whatever. Okay, you lose Ember Moon, and you don't have a match for match's sake, right? Presumably that Saray might have won. I don't. But either way, like you're building that number one contender now. Right? You're showing she's still a dominant force, etc. She's been in Raquel's shadow for a little while. It makes sense to me. I think they did a good job with that.
And I see people in the chat talking about Twitter people saying that Saray is buried. It's not. It's not. And you and I just talked about it.
Chill the F out, nerds. Like,
I think really what it is that they could have had 2 separate matches for each of these women and put them both over. That's my only feeling. Saray could have had a really good match against, say, JC Jane, but they're building her. They could have found someone, but of course their 200-person squad just got cut again. So, soon enough they're not going to have enough people. The idea here being Saray can keep winning on a separate path, and Dakota Kai can keep winning on her path to go into TakeOver. It felt strange that they threw Dakota Kai into it, because originally Saray would have beat Ember Moon.
Yeah, I don't get why people are so, every time someone needs to be like a strong competitor, they have to win every damn match. It's just not true in reality either. Like it's not believable. It's dumb. Like then you get Goldberg, and like I get that everyone loved Asuka having her forever win streak, but like I didn't watch any of that, so I don't care. Like I'm indifferent. You can do that with people occasionally. If you do it with everyone, I lose interest fast. So
we've said it here. You're only as good as your last match.
Yeah, that's the reality of it. And it's the same thing with, I don't know, man. Like Conor McGregor still keeps making bank, and he can't win for shit anymore. So.
We're going to talk about only being as good as your last match in a minute, because the number one contender for the NXT UK title had one hell of a night as well. We'll get to Ilya Dragunov and our feelings towards that, but let's keep it light. Dexter and Indy's first date. First of all, it's the comedy of old NXT.
It's delightful. I enjoyed it.
Have you ever been asked by a parent if you have protection going on your first date?
Oh, I don't think
He's thinking about it.
No.
So, funny story, and I've told this before. The day before I was moving to Toronto for school, my mother, no, it wasn't my mother, it was my dad. My dad comes to my bedroom, and I've packed up and I'm ready and I'm just hanging out, and he's just like, very awkwardly, he's like, listen, do you have protection? And I laugh because I had just come off of a 3-month tour. So I felt that.
You think this is what's going to do it, eh? Okay.
Yeah. I laughed so hard. I empathized so hard with that segment, let me tell you. And then, of course, what are your intentions with Indy coming from Johnny Gargano over to Dexter Lumis? I thought it was cute. It was good. They go to the Italian restaurant, and the story is Dexter doesn't talk, so Indy does it.
Yeah, and it was great. You come back and you're like, I love talking to you, Dexter, and he might have talked. We weren't there. We didn't get to see.
What does Dexter say? What does Dexter say in this conversation with Indy?
Perhaps he talks about art. He's an enthusiastic caricaturist.
Do you think he speaks in rhyme? Maybe Shakespearean prose?
No, just cryptic vaguisms.
Ooh.
Like I imagine his speech pattern is similar to a ransom note made out of cut-up magazines of the days of yore.
I can get behind that. I like the idea. And then at the end, of course, he takes the cake, literally.
Yeah, he took
Johnny Gargano
in the face, but
pelts him in the face. Whew.
New match again.
I assume the next date between the two is going to be a double date. It's going to be Indy and Dexter with Johnny and Candice, and it's going to be very awkward and very fun. It's going to lead to some sort of tag match.
Makes sense.
It's fine by me.
What a good time. Good time. Good setups. Good novel setups for matches. Love it.
Yeah, it's easy. It's just easy, fun parts. Hit Row, by the way, really, really good segment. I enjoyed it. I still want to know why they're doing a fire in an oil container inside of a shipping container.
Oh man, good on their constitution for not passing out.
Yeah, real good lung support, but they're doing everything behind our backs. I like it. And then you steal the grill. So what do? And that's important to their culture, which I get. And then how do you get back at them? You steal a Lucha mask, which is important to Legato's. That's their culture. I like that.
And get booed by all of Florida for confusing reasons.
So LA Knight's in the back. I honestly have nothing. It's strange because you and I talked about this with Hit Row and Legato, and I said one of these teams is going to have to turn. And
Yeah.
my original feeling was Legato would be the ones to turn, and Hit Row would continue to be the heels, despite the fact that Hit Row are very clearly liked. I don't think that their gimmick works as good guys.
No, it really
I don't
doesn't.
because
It's
then,
a weird
it's pandering.
feud. It's a weird feud. I know.
It's pandering if you're doing it if Hit Row is the good guys and they're doing their gimmick.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a bad choice to have them feud against Legato because like Legato is the one who they steal something from them first. So it's like it doesn't, and they're mocking hip hop. Like it's dumb. I
like
should
him.
have found something else. I like the two of them. I just don't think that it makes sense. Like
we stand Tasma in this house.
yeah, same. I want them to do their own thing and Hit Row to do their own thing, and then we just maybe bring up some of the many talented people, have them do
Valid.
things.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about LA Knight. Yeah. Okay, good. I can do it now because it's noon on a Wednesday. So he does the thing backstage where he's like, "It's me and my butler," and then Mackenzie Mitchell's like, "Well, what about your butler?" And he's like, "This is my butler." And then they go to the ring. He defeats Lin-Manuel Miranda really quickly, and then in a squash match, it's Andre Chase. For those who are new to the show, welcome. And then here comes Ted DiBiase post-match. First of all, that suit has to go. I really don't like tan suits.
Great. Yeah,
not great.
He looks like he just needed one of those safari hats, and he looks like an old-timey safari guy. But
like Brian Fellows. You familiar with Brian Fellows?
No, I'm gonna Google it. Hold on.
Oh yeah, it's SNL or a Mad TV sketch. It was I'm Brian Fellows.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Tracy Morgan. Anyway, okay, so Ted DiBiase comes out in his ugly suit and he says he's gonna talk up Cameron Grimes, giving him the rub. He wants Cameron Grimes to be the guy. He wants him to put up the thing. It looks like he wants the $1 million belt put on the line again. So he says, LA Knight, you got to put that belt on the line. And LA Knight's like, no, I beat him twice, which is true. So what do they do next? They say, okay, fine. Ted DiBiase, if you lose, you be my butler. And first of all, I'm smiling from ear to ear because I really like this story. And I think it's ridiculous.
It's been handled very, very well. They're making good use of this. Like, I think the two of them together has been excellent. DiBiase's doing well. Like,
this is the one thing that I will say when we talk about the AEW comparison to WWE. We've discussed this on our show. We discussed this on other shows. The idea that AEW uses their legends as props and not as wrestlers.
Yeah.
And they're there to enhance the talent that they're paired with. This is that. This is Ted DiBiase coming in to enhance the storyline between LA Knight and Cameron Grimes. And I like that, and that's the way it should be, in my opinion. So they made a match for TakeOver. It's Knight and Grimes 3 for the $1 million title. Presumably Grimes wins, and DiBiase is no longer the butler. However, I kind of want to see Ted DiBiase the butler.
Yeah, same. But, like, I don't know. I feel like Grimes is going to win because had they said, like, had they made DiBiase also be LA Knight's butler so that they're both butlers at the same time, I thought that then there's a chance that they might go that way. But yeah, the fact that it's DiBiase instead of Grimes feels like Grimes gonna win because like DiBiase ain't gonna stick around forever, So
I have a feeling LA Knight will be main roster bound for SummerSlam, post SummerSlam.
He better be, or else he's off the roster entirely.
Have him, LA Knight, come back and come to SmackDown and buy up Baron Corbin.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Make Baron Corbin the butler. Butler Corbin.
Just recycle the entire storyline.
Just doing it again. Nobody watches NXT, pal. That's how it works. At least
apparently
that's how
based on the Karrion Kross reactions, yeah.
Let's move on. So Gigi Dolan's in the back. She's cutting roses. You get it? Do you get? She's cutting roses. Roses are roses like Mandy Rose that she was with the week before, because they're roses. Tim.
Yeah.
Get it?
I don't really understand the entire. Why? I still don't. I don't know. Why are they doing this? Why is Mandy Rose on NXT? Why? What a weird pairing. What is happening?
So.
This story has not been fleshed out. It's been like Like Mandy Rose just being around Gigi Dolan in the back, and like you can't hear what she said. Like I don't. What?
It sounds like there was a decision made to split Mandy and Dana for reasons that haven't been officially announced yet, but that people have kind of figured out through a Snapchat that was posted and deleted by Dana Brooke. I'm not going to say it on the air because it's speculatory, but it makes sense as to why they may have done it, if it's true. So, Gigi Dolan comes out. She calls out everybody. We'll tell you afterwards. She's not going alone. She's got Mandy. She's got JC Jane. And, of course, she's got her Sweet Dreams ripoff theme. I know you love that theme.
It is so blatant. It's brutal. And they call attention to it via tweet, like from official accounts. And it's like, oh, someone should sue you. But no one's gonna take ownership of Marilyn Manson right now. He's excommunicado. So
Universal might. Someone, whoever owns that theme, might.
It's Universal. It's Universal. So they own Interscope. So
either way. I like Gigi Dolan's abdominal stretch bomb. Looks really smooth. Looks good.
Yeah, look great. She's got a great look. I liked her weird lunatic promo cutting roses. She had some interesting, like, I don't know. She reminds me of weirdos I've met. So believable character.
She's cutting roses. You get it? Roses.
Yeah, I guess.
Anyway,
are they gonna fight? Amari Miller. That sounds weird. Anyway,
why not?
Cool.
So she defeats Amari
someone.
Miller. Yeah. Undisputed finale. I like that they're calling it that. I also hate that they're calling it that because they just dumped one of them this week. Anyway, there's a lot of security around the ring. If you want to know who they are, it's on my Twitter.
Yeah,
they're doing a 2 out of 3 falls match at Takeover. I don't want to talk about Mr. Forward Roll, so let's just move on. I know, I just don't. Listen, you want to know who was there? Bronson Rechsteiner was there. Sean Tan, Fei Xing Wang, Drew Casper, Matrick Belton, and the Forward Roll friend. All so right. Anyway, blue emoji, or sorry, purple devil emoji boy. So they're doing 2 out of 3 falls at Takeover, Tim.
Yep.
Tell me if you've heard this one before.
Yeah.
Fall number 1 is a wrestling match, straight up. That's what Kyle O'Reilly wants because he wants to embarrass Adam Cole. And then Street Fight is the match number 2. And then William Regal, he takes the mic and he's like, if you two can't settle it in 2, then we're gonna do War Game. Sorry, Steel Cage is number 3. Have you seen this match before?
Yep. And that's saying something. That means it's in the recent past.
Toronto Takeover 2019. Go watch that match because it's the same 2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah, it's because WWE really loves a formula nowadays, as many people have complained. Yep. God forbid they try anything. It's because it's developmental, They just have to do all of the tests. They have to pass the tests, and this is one of the tests. Maybe one day Johnny Gark or Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly might one day make the main roster. Maybe.
I assume Adam Cole very shortly will be making the main roster, judging by the conversation.
Well, if he passes this test, yeah.
Oh, he's passed that test a long time ago. They're just ready for him to give up his Twitch. That's all it is.
Yeah, considering he already wrestled this exact same match.
You think Tommaso Ciampa was pissed off at Timothy Thatcher because he said he wanted to beat up Ridge Holland?
I cannot tell.
He threw the chair.
They always throw chairs. They're the chair chuckers. It's fine. So I don't know if that's a signifier of anger against his own teammate or it could just mean he's excited.
It was very strange that suddenly Timothy was like, no, Mr. Ciampa. I want Ridge Hall. And then Ciampa just throws the chair, walks away, and Tommy smiles. I'm like, wait, what? Why? What are you upset about?
I think they both want him. And again, throwing a chair for them is an act of excitement, not anger.
First of all, the only chair pervert I know of is Sean Spears. So I'm sorry, Tommy and Timmy cannot be chair perverts as well.
No, I mean, these guys are chair phobic, right? Like they repel chairs. It's not.
They definitely throw them.
Whereas Sean Spears is chair-philic. He embraces the chair. He invites the chair.
Is that what we're going with?
That's what we're going with. Chairphile
right.
versus Chairphobe.
You know who's not a chairphobe? Imperium and MSK.
Like a good
Anyway,
sit.
so they're gonna have a match. They're gonna have a match. Cool. I thought it would be a ladder match, but there's not going to be a ladder match at
I was
Takeover.
like, what are you talking about? Why?
I was waiting for
Why
it
would it be a ladder match?
because it's Takeover tradition. There's always a ladder match. There has been a ladder match for the last like 50 takeovers, and there's only been 36 takeovers. But if you look at the logo, it looks like there's a 35th takeover, but it's really 36 because whoever designed that logo is lazy as fudge.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? Maybe Shawn Michaels is just done. He's just over it after this last couple of weeks.
You think he was like, ugh, all these releases, I don't
No,
want to do
no
any
more
more
ladders.
ladder
No
matches.
more ladders. I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood anymore.
Hunter goes over to him and puts a consoling hand on his shoulder and says, Sean, it's the way, and you know that we have to do this. It's in the contract, Sean. Once a takeover, make the match. And Sean's like, I can't. I lost my smile. And Hunter's like, you'll smile again when you see the ladder match. I promise, Sean. Anyway, Odyssey Jones, Trey Baxter. First of all, big ups to Trey Baxter because he worked around Odyssey Jones and looked really good doing it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Odyssey Jones is a big, big man, and his finish, by the way, is really cool. What did you think of that?
I think he's great. I think he's got so much potential. Like, you know, he gave the little "I'm going to Disneyland" speech basically at the end, where he's like, "Ah, mama."
He really did. But you know what? It got over because, you know, he's a big dude. He's got the charisma, and I think he's going to do just fine. I think he has that it factor.
Yeah, I think so too. Like you feel it. Much more interested in him than Trey Baxter.
He's
Who's
really
also
likable.
good, very good, but yeah.
I know that the comparisons have been made to Mark Henry for obvious reasons. But I'm going to actually I'm going to echo some of it in terms of his charisma.
Yeah,
and
I was
the way
about
that
to
he
say,
works in the
like,
ring.
again, I'll reiterate, as I've said many times on this show, my entire experience of Mark Henry was that he was the big man who they just wouldn't give up on, who could not talk on a mic for the life of him. And I get he got there eventually, but it was like by that point I had stopped watching wrestling because they wouldn't give up on him. But like, yeah, I see it in their physical appearance, but nothing else, right? Like, I don't know. I think Odyssey Jones is, compared to where Mark Henry was at this time in his career, much more athletic and much more charismatic.
Yeah, I think what we're comparing is Jones and Henry in '96.
Yeah.
So Henry when he first came in and Odyssey Jones when he first came in, they're on pretty, like, it's pretty level. And I like that because again, you get better. And if he's on the same career trajectory as Mark Henry has been, who, you know, you can argue a Hall of Fame career.
Yep.
And has moved on and is doing commentary work and other work with AEW, that's big. And Odyssey Jones has that it factor. He's a big man who can talk, and he's going to get better. Making him a fiery babyface to start off, perfect.
Yeah.
When he turns heel and becomes this mean dick of a man, great. I'm excited for that. What I wasn't excited for was Boa and Drake Maverick.
Yeah. I mean, God, it's a good thing they kept Drake Maverick around so that they had somebody to squash all the time. But
Boa, yeah. So first of all, Mei Ying is now seconding Boa instead of being in the chair.
She always had she's got a colorful mask now. It's not just a dark face. Like,
I think, yeah, she had kind of been using a bit more red, but now she's using the yellow. I don't know. Maybe there's lore in the Tim Shaw story.
Literally don't care because they can't tell a story that has lore. Everything needs to be right on the surface.
Xia Li was not out for the match. I hope she's okay. Obviously, she had that match with Raquel Gonzalez a couple weeks ago where she was, for all intents and purposes, knocked down, but she was said to be okay after the match. Regardless, she wasn't there. Boa wins. Mei Ying uses the mist. Sure. Drake Maverick is going to flounder because his partner got released a few weeks ago.
Yeah, they had a good thing going. And I like, man, they just really hate good things.
Yeah. Good thing, though, Cross and Joe prime target. Really quickly, the one thing that I found interesting, and it plays into what I'm saying about Cross winning that takeover match, is he says he's going to kill what's left of the old NXT.
Yep.
And we know how Vince feels about the old NXT. We talked all about it on our Sunday midnight show. I think Joe loses the match. I think 2 weeks later, after Kyle O'Reilly defeats Adam Cole in best 2 out of 3, he challenges Cross again. He wins that title on NXT TV.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's going to be a pretty quick turnover, and then Cross is on the main roster to fight Jeff Hardy for some reason.
He'll go after Sheamus.
No, Jeff Hardy.
Our flashing buddy Sheamus.
No. Jeff Hardy. Straight up, full on feud with pay-per-view match for some reason. Jeff Hardy.
Now let's talk about the main event. Let's talk about Dragunov, Ivan Dragon as we call him here. A Russian oligarch. Yeah. So he comes in, he cuts a really good promo. And again, people who are watching NXT US are probably not watching NXT UK. I can't blame them. The show is hard to find. No, it's not. People just don't really watch it. Either way, it's a good promo. It's something about, putting your words in your fists. Nice. I like it. And then Pete Dunne shows up, but I thought it would be Imperium. I wasn't shocked to see Pete Dunne, but I thought we would see Walter's cronies.
You'd think, what with them building a match at TakeOver.
And then Dunne's like, I should be facing Walter. Okay, fine. That's fair. So they make the match. It's Dunne and Dragunov. And the last time that they faced each other was Progress, and Dunne won. So what do we do tonight? I thought we were going to 50-50 8 years later. Yeah. I was certain that Dragon was going to win.
Yeah. Very
strange. Because then we do the match. First of all, it was a great match.
So good. Really very good match. Yeah.
Putting them on. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they just did hit hard. They look great. Like, I think those two have such chemistry together. Like, TakeOver worthy match. They gave it tons and tons of time. And it was just
about 13 minutes, according to the people.
Oh, man, it felt way longer. But yeah, it was good.
It was nice having Ilya on NXT US TV wrestling a match before TakeOver because it's a new audience for him. We just talked about it. And then Walter comes out and he makes his appearance.
Yeah.
Makes it feel bigger. I like that at least makes the reality of Dragunov and Walter. It's happening.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen on the US soil. Cool. It makes it all bigger. That's fine. And then they do a distraction finish.
Yeah. And like I said, people don't need to win all the time. They definitely shouldn't lose leading into a match like that.
That's like I don't even care that Walter then goes into the ring and tries to beat up Dragunov, and Dragunov fights him off. That you could have done that after Dragunov beats Pete Dunne, who's not even on the card at TakeOver.
No, and that's the thing. Sarai can lose because she has nothing going on right now. Like, Dunne can lose because he has nothing going on right now. Why are we doing that?
And that's a good point. I didn't think about that with Sarai. You're right. She's not on the card. She can take the L, and that's going to be fine in the long run.
There's no build. It's nothing. She's just a presence right now. Like, she can take one L. Like, so can Dunne. Like, he's taken a lot of L's at times that he shouldn't have. I don't know why he gets this win now.
It was a very strange finish. It should have been Dragunov. It was a slam dunk, especially with him, again, his first match on US TV, going into a big TakeOver match. I don't know what they expected.
And cutting a promo before, like earlier in the day, he's being introduced to people, and he's like this optimistic Russian. Comes out with what is
an oxymoron, but
yeah, it was strange. It was very strange.
Never met an optimistic Russian in my life.
Nor I. So and he comes out with music that is very similar to the Anthem of the Federation, and it's just like, oh, okay. This is how he's introduced to American audiences, as a face, optimistic Russian who smiles, and then loses in his first match in front of an American audience, really. So.
I see the chat talking about Pete Dunne's contract. I really think him winning was a part of him re-signing. Not that he was like, I need to win.
Yeah, I was about to say, is he a child? Like,
no,
is he
I don't
a
think
man baby? Like,
I really think it was one of those, like, he's re-signing, so let's give him the win and make him look strong because he's re-signing.
Yeah.
And more than I don't think this was Pete Dunne being like, I have to win. I win all the time. It's not Kurt Angle in '96 meeting Vince McMahon. This is Pete Dunne having had signed a contract, being say, okay, fine, I'll sign the contract, and then they had him win as like a make him look strong thing. Who knows? Do we have to talk about Raw?
It was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine. Like, here's the thing. I don't know. It's a low bar. Like, people were like, some
That's
people were
the
like,
problem.
people were like, it's a good show. And it was like, yeah, it's good by Raw standards, but it's a bad, boring show. Like, it wasn't, like, something noteworthy should happen every single week. Nothing noteworthy has happened in a month. Like, it's a boring show. It's boring content. I mean, if you're into it, whatever. Enjoy your boring garbage. It's not for me. Like, it really isn't my... Nothing happens. Like, literally nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Except,
That's
like, there's
right.
good wrestling. There's good wrestling every week. You are the most wealthy wrestling promotion, like, established wrestling promotion. There better be good wrestling every week because you're supposedly hiring the best. So, like, that's a baseline. The wrestling has nothing to do with the caliber of the show as far as I'm concerned. It's like, what are you doing to tell these stories and to advance these matches and build these matches and build anticipation? And the answer to that is damn near nothing. Like,
right. So what's not damn near nothing is Bobby and MVP. And MVP dismantling what chance?
yeah, that made it was great. He just made that audience sound so, like, lame.
I love it. I want
And then
Bobby.
there'd still be some people still trying to make it happen. They'd be like,
Yeah.
what?
At that point, they're just
Losers.
confused. They're more confused than they are trolling. Bobby versus Sunberg. That's the match I want to see.
Yeah.
Because he called out Sunberg more than he
Gage.
called out Goldberg. And Intense Bobby is the best Bobby. So let's move on.
Yeah. It was good. Nothing. Fine segment. Advanced the story not at all. Other than unless Gage is getting involved. Like,
He's gonna hit a 619 on Bobby.
in reality, everyone is Rey Mysterio's son.
That's right. I picked the wrong kid, but I picked the right move. Nikki almost a super champion versus Rhea Ripley. First of all, we have to stop being able to call this every single week, because I posted the clip when they announced the match, and I said on the show last week, I looked at the calendar and I gave you the dates. I said, August 9th, they'll do Nikki Ash versus Rhea. August 16th, they'll do the contract signing between the three. So we got halfway there, and if they announce the contract signing, I'm sending out that message again. Charlotte interferes in the match. Nikki almost
How else do you promote a triple threat?
Oh boy, that's dumb. It's so dumb.
It's
and they keep
awful.
putting Nikki on
Late.
the children's
so
superhero.
late. Hour
It's all
3, I think it was. Like,
very strange. And I saw some people talking about putting her on Smackdown, where more kids might be watching because it's network TV. It's on a Friday evening, 8 to 10 p.m. It's more kid friendly potentially. Yeah, you could do that. Honestly, I would just rather put her on at 8 o'clock.
yeah,
Put her in the first
fine.
hour.
Just like whatever. It's fine. Her character's fine. It's doing its job. It looks like they're going through with this triple threat. It will be a serviceable match, and then we'll move on to who the hell knows what.
Exactly. Speaking of moving on, Mansoor versus Mace will probably be the match next week because we did Ali and T-Bar this week.
Yeah, and then it'll be
tag
Ali
match.
versus Mace. No, wait, has it been Ali versus Mace yet?
No.
They got to get that in there too. Maybe they'll do 2
That's
for 1
true.
on one show, and then they'll do the tag match again.
And then the tag match will be a number 1 contendership match
Holy hell!
for Randy and Riddle, who are literally doing the exact same storyline as Ali
Yeah,
and Mansoor.
like, yeah, with the coat and the hugging, and it's just like, yeah, a reluctant partner. Yeah, got it. I mean, good match. Like, T-Bar versus Ali was great, really, really good. But everything around it just sucks. All of their characters are boring. There's no real plot. Like, just putting something on TV.
You forgot about something though. Lily can wink now.
Don't.
What, you don't want the doll? Let's not. Miz can walk. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's funny. It's good stuff.
I think it's pretty neat that Miz is actually okay again. That sucks because it means that we're gonna have to sit through Damian Priest and Ricochet versus Miz and Morrison matches.
Yep. Which, again, all very talented wrestlers, all doing very cool stuff. Morrison loses again, and I'm telling you, the only reason they keep doing this is because his sell of Damian Priest's finisher is so good. Like they just want to see that every single week.
It makes zero sense, and
They're
I
doing it to
just
build Damian Priest, and they make him look strong by having someone who can actually sell, because half of WWE can't.
there's a billion wrestlers in the back. You got the entire 24/7 dorkery.
I know. I know. I don't get it. Like, so much talent being recycled. Like, they couldn't even get Damian Priest away from Miz and Morrison. Like, they just had to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. And, like, I felt so bad for Damian Priest because he grabbed the drip sticks and he was trying to hype up the crowd, but the crowd was not that into it because who the hell cares? It's just water.
The worst part about all this, Damian Priest is going to win the U.S. title, which we like.
Yeah. Love it.
Jackson Riker is probably never going to win another match in his life.
I don't know if he'll get released. I think that Vince saw the writing on the wall with that. I think he's on his.
I ain't gonna speculate on people losing their jobs. That's not my gimmick. But I hear what you're saying.
No. Over time, like I don't know. Like his immediate disappearance is noteworthy.
Priest wins the U.S. title. The problem is Miz, Morrison, and Ricochet and Sheamus are all gonna go after that U.S. title. And it's going to be the same thing all over again, but now we just have Damian Priest holding that damn title.
Yeah. Like it's.
Yeah, at WrestleMania, it was Miz and Morrison versus Priest and Bad Bunny.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They took that, they saw that victory, right? They did a great job with that, but now they don't know what to do, and they don't want to let go of it because they're just stalling for time. So,
Drew and Corbin. So the Corbin gimmick. Got a lot of conversation going.
Yeah, and I've been feeling this way about it kind of the whole time.
So give me your thoughts on Baron Corbin's gimmick and how it's been going. Give me your thoughts. I want to hear this.
So I'll pull this also in. I'm going to pull this also in with Nikki Cross's character, and it's like it's telling this narrative that is really irritating to me because it's this Nikki Cross is this bootstrap fetish like bullshit. Like she is. Believe and work hard and you can do whatever you want. Horseshit. Not true. Not reality. And the foil to that is Baron Corbin, who is a disgraced person of wealth, right? Like he had money, but the digs here are really at poverty. And like I find that annoying. I find it really irritating. Because this is watched over by like a billionaire, right? And if it was just the writing staff putting something together, I think it'd be a little bit different and a little more tasteful. I think the Corbin gimmick itself is good. Like I think that it's a good idea, and him like the fact that he asked for $100,000, good, funny. Like that it's him being so used to wealth that he can't handle being poor. But there's still stuff in there that's grating to me because, again, I know that this is being signed off on by a billionaire. And part of it is like, haha, look at this poor asshole.
I agree.
And like weekly, they're making faces get the audience to rally behind them beating up a poor person for being poor, more or less. And it's just like, should I help him? Like it was the same thing with John Cena. Like, do you want to help this person? And they're going, no! Like, wow, okay, that's gross. That's really gross. Like, you're getting the audience to rally behind not helping someone in distress, which is weird to me. Even if it is, like, an asshole. Like,
see, the way we thought this was going was KO taking him under his wing and maybe helping him see the error of his ways. Instead, we've doubled down on the fact that he is not, making money and that he's still very greedy because every time it's, I need $100,000. And you're like, buddy, I'd love $100,000. That doesn't make, that's going to do a lot more than just make me less poor and destitute.
Yeah. Like it's just, I don't know. There's like a whole handout thing underneath that I don't like because it's looked over by a billionaire.
Yeah. It's a very strange view. And again, like Corbin makes it entertaining.
Yeah.
But
He's doing the best.
make
Because again, Corbin is very good. He always has been.
Yes.
He has been given the worst goddamn gimmicks, but has done the best that he could with them consistently. And his in-ring is good. You're all crazy.
no one talks shit about it.
No,
Anyway,
people seem more behind Corbin now. I just got used to people really hating him for a long time.
people are people. And then of course Drew has a sword, but he can't use it, so that's par for the course.
He takes it now. He pulls it out of the brick now, though.
Only because he's going to threaten people to use it.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's very strange. Yeah, it is what it is. Let's talk about Randy and AJ. Randy opens up the show. Randy Orton's back. Huge pop.
Big
Love
pop.
that.
Huge, massive. Yeah.
Glad to see Randy back. People were wondering where he's been for weeks. We thought he'd be back last week.
Didn't get an answer at all, but he's back.
It's Randy. You're never going to get an answer. Yeah. So he comes out, and then of course, what's his face? Riddle comes out, and Riddle's like, "Randy, my dad left me," and I'm like, "You guys are like 6 years apart. We can't be doing this gimmick. We can't." Like,
it is weird.
It's very strange. He went out for cigarettes and he never came back, Daddy. I mean, Randy. So they do that thing, and Randy's like, "Don't bother me. We're not a team. I hate you." And AJ and Omos come out. Omos, by the way, who was on the bump today and sat there looking so bored and tired. I felt bad for him. Next thing you know,
he's so big. I picture him like a Great Dane of a man, that it takes so much energy just to move that frame around, that like anything extra is just a lot, and like the bump is a lot to begin with, so poor guy.
It is a lot. Next week, Goldberg's on the bump along with the aforementioned Ivan Dragon and Walter, so I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome.
The NXT UK champion and the presumably former NXT UK champion. Anyway, so Randy and AJ have a match. And of course, throughout the night, this is what I liked on Raw, is that they did have a through thread.
Yeah.
Doing that is good for storytelling. It helps. So the whole night, Randy's like, "Hey, stay out of my match. Go away. Don't be here." Little kid brother stuff, which I appreciate. I get it. And then, of course, Riddle still gets involved in the match, and AJ eats another pin, but AJ is Teflon, so it works.
Yeah.
And then Randy and Riddle are celebrating. What does Randy do? Bam, RKO. People are like, "It's a heel turn." It's not a heel turn, friend.
The commentators were saying, like, I think they're still back together, though. Like,
They
he
are.
tousled his hair. Like,
Yes.
he was doing this the entire time they were together.
I don't. People were just like, he turned on him. He didn't, because
didn't.
now
That's
next
not
week
at
it's
all.
going to be the two of them, or someone's going to attack. Like AJ and Omos are going to attack Riddle or Randy. Randy or Riddle are going to save the other, and then they're going to make the tag match for SummerSlam, in which Omos either eats his first pin or AJ gets pinned and they lose the Raw tag titles, and Randy and Riddle are the
I
tag
think
tag-
so.
tag
Yeah.
teams.
And like that, it sounds like a great match. I'm looking forward to that. It's been built well, honestly. Even with Randy's absence, it's been built well.
Yeah, and it's going to be fine. And again, like that made Raw, the end made it good. I like that ending. I like the through thread.
Same. Because it
A
was
lot of the
something
rest of Raw
interesting
was
to end
trash.
the show for once, and I'm a little curious what's going to happen next week with Randy and Riddle. And that's the thing. Every show should end that way. Like when they had Nikki Cross, win, I wasn't excited for what was going to happen because I knew what was going to happen, and it happened. Like,
let's do Dynamite talk.
yes.
You want to talk Dynamite?
Dynamite.
Labors of Jericho. Labors of Jericho number 4. Wardlow with MJF at ringside.
At ringside.
Now, first of all, Wardlow's been doing the media circuits. AEW was like, it's his first interview, and they made a big deal of that, which is cool.
Yeah.
You think Wardlow wins at home?
He might, actually. They might. I feel like that's a good way to subvert expectations and just have Jericho lose this and never get to MJF, or drag it out longer,
Yes. We're weeks out from All Out.
Yeah.
There's so much story to tell. I think that part of the play is going to be Jericho getting MJF to agree by making it more interesting and putting his career on the line.
Yeah. Or doing something crazy. Like they have the budget to. I think we talked about this on Sunday. Like, just do something, backstage segment, blow up a car or something. Hold MJF hostage, like we said, burn down the Burberry scarf factory.
Yes, he's going to go to the Burberry scarf factory. He's going to hold one hostage that he's going to put all of his little spikes through, and he's going to wear it to the ring. But the rest of the factory, up in smoke, up in flames, while
Yeah.
MJF he has his tape over his eyes, wide open. And he's being forced to watch as
Yeah.
the Burberry factory that he loves so much is burned to the ground.
Exactly. Something like that, which I think is good. I think that'd be cool. And AEW, as we saw with Hangman's loss, is not afraid to do things that are kind of shocking and might shift, like might make people concerned.
Yeah, exactly. So with that in mind, Kenny and the Young Bucks take on, for some reason, Dante Martin and the Seidel brothers, Matt and
They're
Mike.
still together.
I was like, when I saw this match, I was like, I get why we're doing this. I don't get why we've chosen to do this. Dante Martin and the Seidel brothers will look good. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks will look good. It's a fresh match. I appreciate that.
Yep,
I always
love
do.
it.
I assume it's going to get us closer to Kenny and Christian at Rampage at the end of the week, or at least at the first dance. I think that's what will close Rampage. What'll open Rampage is the guy from Chicago making his debut, kind of Saturday night's main event style. Either way, the Bucks need an opponent for All Out. So who the hell are going to face the Bucks at All Out?
I don't know. I guess we'd have to look at the rankings now, wouldn't we?
I don't want to look at the rankings.
I'm not going to either, so someone else can tell us. Who's it going to be?
It's going to be.
It can't be anyone in the Dark Order. Yeah, it's probably.
It's going to be FDR. Anyway, Christian's got a talking segment announced for tonight as well. So there you go. That'll be. I'm assuming he's going to call out Kenny Omega.
100%. That's all that is. Yeah. I'm the number one contender. You give me a wrestle.
For the first time ever on Dynamite, the Impact tag titles are on the line as the Good Brothers take on Dark Order's Uno, Evil Uno, and Stu Grayson. Now, first of all,
Impact getting the NWA treatment.
Tim, let's not forget, Good Brothers are Impact talent.
Yep, sure are.
I certainly don't remember this week to week.
I feel like they're on Dynamite more often than they are on Impact, but maybe the same. I think they're on every week. I didn't watch Impact.
Of all the things, I didn't either. Of all the Forbidden Door talk, the Good Brothers are the Forbidden Door. They really are.
Yeah.
They're the ones who
getting the most out of all of this.
They have appeared everywhere consistently. They're the guys. So I assume the Good Brothers retain the titles.
Crash Override. Thanks for subscribing.
Oh, I don't get the thing, but thank you.
Yeah, you don't get the thing. I get the thing. It's all for me.
It's another beat in the Hangman story. I like it. Did you see the BTE this week?
No, I haven't. I saw that it was up.
Watch the last, 5 minutes.
Okay.
They do another beat in that Hangman and Dark Order story, and it's just tear jerking. It's really good. Yes, they invoke the Brody story. They do a really good job with it. I think it's worth watching. If you haven't watched BTE, or if you don't watch BTE, go back, watch it. Even for that last 5 minutes, really good stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go move along. First of all, apparently Busted Open today, TK said that not only is the expectations are high for Rampage, that's expected, but Red Velvet and Britt Baker are going to be on Dynamite tonight. We'll hear from them, and that's about it. We got Nyla Rose and Chris Statlander in the women's match at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, I assume. Mm-hmm. They're doing it again for Nyla Rose, David and Goliath story. Because Statlander's undefeated.
Yeah, she's going to win. She'll win this match. She'll be probably Britt's next competitor. So
I have to assume it's going to be Statlander and Britt at All Out. It's got to
be. Yeah, I think so.
The problem with that is we're in her hometown. We're in Britt Baker's hometown. You can't bring her out during the Statlander, and she's willing. You can't do it. You can't put the two together because Britt will get cheered. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah. So, wow.
I guess we'll find out. But Nyla Rose, Chris Statlander, that's tonight. And then both Britt and Red Velvet will be on the program as well, doing the talky talk. In another this is a 6-man centric show. Wheeler Yuta and Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor taking on Matt Hardy and Private Party. By the way, congratulations. Rebby Hardy announced last night, they're expecting their 5th kid.
Okay.
Congrats to them. At least it's not Christian and Jurassic Express in this match taking on Hardy Party, okay?
Yeah. A little bit of a shift.
I want to see Wheeler Yuta get a big win on Dynamite. That would be nice.
Yep.
But it also might be time to rebuild Hardy family as winners. What do you think?
I don't know. They're kind of just flailing like all of the Hardy family office. Nothing's happening with them. I think that's, I don't know, whatever. It's a weird gang.
Just put together and Butcher and Blade on Butcher's out, but I'm waiting for something out of this Matt Hardy story.
Yeah, actually, I'm trying to think of like an angle other than a breakup, because like, you know, I think everyone's got to have their gang, but like I don't know. I don't know what's next for Matt Hardy.
What's next for you is leaving a thumbs up on this video and maybe subscribing to the channel if you're new here. Welcome. We do this twice a week.
Yeah.
Sundays, Wednesdays, noon Eastern. Join us. If you haven't yet, you're missing out. Hey, audio subscribers, 5-star reviews bring us a long way. If you can do that, amazing. Let's move along. Darby Allin, Daniel Garcia. I'm so excited for this match on so many levels. It's a follow-up match from last week from the 6-man tag. Garcia called out Allin. They made the match. They did something. They had it. There's some synergy, some connection. I like it. And Daniel Garcia won a match on Dark.
Yeah, and Daniel Garcia was promoting this as you know, he's done the math. That's his character. I guess he's going to be a very calculated wrestler. He's going to pick apart Darby Allin. Darby wins probably, but this is going to be a good match that I don't think a lot of people are going to expect if they don't know Daniel Garcia. I think they will be pleasantly surprised. This is going to slap.
Shout out to Daniel Garcia, who also went 60 minutes this past Sunday against the aforementioned Wheeler Yuta for the IWDP title. That was a ridiculous match. Go out of your way to watch it. Really good. Darby Allin continues to be that draw for AEW fans. So
very popular.
You can't knock it. That's going to be a really good match. This could be the main event. This really could be the main event on Dynamite this week. It's different enough.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Like,
and because it's going from
it might be Wardlow versus MJF or Wardlow versus Jericho, but
they could. Yeah, I mean, they opened last week with the Labors, so I don't know. I really don't know. It's very interesting to see where they place things on the card, and then finally, this is my most interesting piece: the return of America Top Team's Dan Lambert.
This is crazy. The AEW is doing so much cool shit. I can't like this. This is what it should be. This is look at this. Look at Raw. If you're standing Raw, I don't want to talk to you ever again.
Now I know people have their hopes up because Dan Lambert's not coming back alone.
Yeah.
TK said he's coming back with 2 former UFC fighters. He said that on Busted Open. I have a feeling. It could be Filthy Tom Lawler from MLW.
Yeah.
It could be King Mo from MLW as well. And also they both worked with Lambert before. Or it could easily just be the 2 people that he had last time. Masvidal and what's her name?
But Masvidal's not a former UFC fighter. He's still under contract.
Is he still?
So, let me check.
Okay. Oh, he doesn't say former. You're right. He just says 2 big UFC talents are coming with him.
Oh. Okay, because that's the thing, is if he doesn't say former, then I think Jorge Masvidal would be so good in pro wrestling. Like, and who is
Tank Abbott?
Maybe it's Cain Velasquez.
Good shout. Okay, so hold on. Dan Lambert and his backup apparently will be part of next week's Dynamite in Houston.
What?
So not this week. Oh, I was told this week.
Disappoint. All right, fine.
All right, everyone, keep your expectations down.
Keeps you watching now, though.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, by the way, apparently, so the 4-man booth for Rampage, that's not an ongoing thing, which we know. But TK did compare Mark Henry's new role to Mean Gene Okerlund. So for those of you, especially JJ in our chat, who continues to talk about AEW Nitro, so bang on, and it just continues. I love it. Could you imagine Mark Henry going up to talent who are like substantially smaller than him and just being like, what do you think of that match? Was it any good? That match was shit. What do you think?
Right.
And like Wheeler Yuta just being like, what are you doing here?
What do you think? Whatever you think, I'll agree with.
Yeah, Mark. Yeah, you're right, Mark. Couldn't say anything else, Mark. Thank you for your time, Mark.
Oh my God.
Oh, thank you for your time. No.
Mr. Henry, sir.
It's just an hour of people thanking Mark Henry for his time. We thank you for your time, my friends. This was a good time. This was our first noon show on a weekday, and it's going to continue this way. Toss a like on the video again. Maybe share the link around too on your socials. We appreciate it. Gets more people joining us, especially live. In the meantime, Tim, where can the people find you on the internet?
Oh, you know, they can find me at TimStoneP, TimbStonep on Twitter.
The show is at Tim and Joel Pod on all forms of social media. I am at Joel Pearl, JoelPearl. Very excited. I'm going to be in Vegas in a couple of weeks for SummerSlam weekend. I will have a microphone. I will have a cable. I will be able to podcast. So we'll see if we do anything live. Either way, ladies, gentlemen, friends beyond the binary, we appreciate you, and we'll see you on Sunday for Tim and Joel Part 2.